Well, we've made it to episode 12 in my scratch build entry for the Great Guitar Build Off for 2022. Some things have gone well, some things have gone less well. But then I hadn't really expected anything else. Hi, I'm Colin, and in this episode I'm going to be attempting to rectify the issue with the neck angle. I'm going to be locating and drilling for the bridge positions, and we're going to be doing some carving on the guitar. Let's dive in. So if you recall, the issue I've got with the neck is that the neck pocket is at the wrong angle, so the neck slopes back slightly too much. And due to the fact that time is now a factor in the build, I think we're going to have to shim the neck pocket. It's the simplest solution and the easiest. So I'd already cut a mahogany shim to match the neck pocket when it was suggested that instead of trying to conceal the neck pocket shim, I make it look like a deliberate effect by replicating the black veneer and maple on the top of the guitar, which I thought was a really good idea. So I'm just marking out the neck pocket shape on this piece of maple. I take it to the bandsaw and then finalise the shape on the disc sander. And as you can see, we get a nice perfect fit. Now I know what you're thinking, that doesn't look much like a shim, and you're right, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to place the veneer at the bottom. I'm going to stick this on like this, and then I'm going to make an adjustment to the router template and reroute the pocket with the correct angle. A bit of tidying up for that. Right, so we'll leave that to dry. So I've removed the clamps, it's all stuck in rather nicely. Time to get the router out. That looks okay, and in fact it does look like it's a deliberate effect. I quite like that. So I've attached a new template. As you can see, it failed halfway through the print, but it's good enough for what we need to do. That might be it. Okay, so now we have a workable neck angle. Time to work out the bridge position. I start by checking that the scale length position for the top and bottom E string are correct. Once that's done, I make sure that the string spacing works. For this I've printed a temporary 3D nut, and I'm running a couple of old strings from the nut to the bridge to make sure that they run nicely along the neck, which they absolutely do. From here it's just a case of positioning the other 4 bridge pieces in between the top and bottom E's and marking off their drilling positions. There we go, all marked on. So I've decided to string through the body, but I'm going to set it slightly further back than the bridge positions because I really like that, and I think it'll be in keeping with the look of the guitar. I'm just deciding where those positions are, and I think that looks about right. So while I'm at it, I'll just mark on the positions of the jack socket and the strap buttons, and then it's on with some drilling. So for the string holes, I'm using a 4mm drill bit straight through the body, starting with the outside holes and then trying to make sure that all the other ones line up with it. It's then a case of flipping it over and opening up the holes with a 9mm drill bit to accommodate the bottom ferrules. All in all, it's worked out quite successful. The last bit of drilling we've got to do is a hole from under one of the bridge pieces to the control cavity for the earth wire, and also an access hole in the pickup cavities for the pickup wiring. The last thing I want to do before we actually get on with the carving is I really want to recess the control slightly. So for this I've just got a little template that I'm going to position over the corresponding holes. Does. There we go. I've just been reviewing the locations of these bridges and they're all perfect apart from these last two. The holes aren't exactly where I want them to be, so I might fill those with some dust and glue and then re-drill them. So yeah, bit of dust, bit of glue in these last two. Okay, I'll do it. So I also decided to fill in the hole in the neck pocket with some dust and wood glue. Totally unnecessary, I know, but It seemed like a good idea at the time. Yeah, that's lovely. Done the job quite nicely. So the last thing I'm going to do in this episode is I'm going to put some shape into the top of the body. I'm probably going to do some kind of carve where we'll have it slightly off-centered, so there's more carve at the top and less at the bottom. Let's draw it out. So let's just sketch some stuff and see what we come up with. So I guess really we start here because we're limited as to where we can go here, aren't we? What does that look like? Okay, so that's it. That's what we're going to do. Let's start with the saw rasp. So there's still a fair way to go to get this looking neat and tidy. And I've also got to consider what I'm doing with the back. I'm not quite sure. I had initially thought just to round it over, and then I was doing some sketching and I thought maybe putting some comfort carves in and sloping the top of the body towards the neck. But I wasn't sure how that would fit in with the aesthetic of the front. So I'm not decided, so I'm going to leave that there for this episode, and we'll tackle all this in the next instalment, and then we'll be getting it all finally sanded, ready for gluing in the neck. So I do hope you'll join me for that. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye bye.